folks, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. In this video, we will be discussing a current affair topic presented to you by your faculty, Sushma KP. So what is the topic that we will be looking into today? Pakistan's strike on Afghanistan and its anxiety over Taliban and India's ties. Now, first and foremost, when we will be discussing this topic, we will see as to what exactly is the issue for right now Pakistan lamenting on India and Afghanistan relations. See, first and foremost, a brief history as to what is the issue between Pakistan and Afghan Taliban we have covered in explicit detail in Legacy IAS Academy. Do check that out, for you will get a proper idea as to what is this Afghan Taliban, what is TTP, how was its relation with respect to Pakistan. Now your Afghan Taliban, that is the one that your Pakistan is claiming so much criticisms on and outright it is showcasing its anger, was the sponsor of Afghan Taliban in the first place. So where did the friends become foe? All this we have explained in detail in analysis we have did about your Pakistan and Afghan Taliban. Do check that out without fail. Now coming back to the topic, if you see Pakistan and Taliban ka relations, they are very back, that is, let's say, the creators or in the creation of Taliban, Pakistan played a very huge role. Now when your Pakistan sponsored Taliban, it had a different objective. Pakistan wanted a version of Taliban which will create a more of a proxy state or a more of a client state in Afghanistan. That is, your Kabul will act according to the aspects of your Islamabad, is what it thought. But eventually what happened? Your TTP Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan had a fallout, and most of the time, especially in the aftermath of 9/11 attacks, when your Pakistan played its infamous dual role of trying the double appeasement with respect to your US and also the Taliban backfired, the TTP, that is your Afghans, felt betrayed, and also the historical issues such as with respect to your Durand line still continues. Now let's come to the present event as to what happened on your October 7th to 12th period. See, first and foremost, your TTP attacks Pakistan. Pakistan army endures casualty, so much so that it has come out and told that yes, it has lost around 20 of its soldiers and remaining 20 people of them have been critically injured. And Pakistan has also claimed that it has taken out more than 200 Taliban members. Whereas Taliban claims that it took out 58 of your Pakistan soldiers. Amidst this, Pakistan's two of its commanders were also lost in the front line, and this comes as more of embarrassment to your Field General Marshal Asim Munir, who was conducting a corps commander conference. Understanding? And Pakistan has started out a retaliatory strikes on Afghanistan. One of the main reasons this is started is Pakistan is claiming that one of the main reasons it has claimed in its ISPR statement that the Indian sponsored fitna allegations, that is, it is telling that there are terror elements which are doing all the terror activity on Pakistan, is backed by your Afghan Taliban and India. Now, where Pakistan has not been claiming this now that India is sponsoring terrorism to act against Pakistan, it has been claiming that for a very long time. But if you see, the international community doesn't believe it, and also it is just a version of your Pakistan trying to create a propaganda. One of the reason, if you see the timeline is important, is because Pakistan is very anxious. Why is Pakistan anxious? Because your Afghanistan's acting foreign minister, Mutaki, has officially come to India on acceptance of official invitation. This is the first time of visit after 2021, wherein he met with our External Affairs Minister Jayanagar. Alongside this, when the foreign minister wanted to visit Deoband. Many of the teachers who have been taught in Pakistan were also believers in the Deobandi style. Now, when your present government did not put any hurdles in the Mutaki visit to Deoband, this was even more anxious for your Pakistan. Understanding? And alongside, if you see the outcome or the joint statement of your India and Afghanistan together, they've spoken regarding your humanitarian aid. They will give, India will give 20 ambulances, will also set up maternity clinics, and developmental projects, security cooperations are all on the line. And also, one important aspect takes place with respect to the joint statement. Before I reveal what that is, we have a small announcement from Legacy IAS Academy. Now, if you're someone who likes to kickstart your UPSC civil service journey preparation, look no further. You have found the right spot with Legacy IAS Academy, wherein we maintain our batch size at strictly 40 member per limit so as to provide individualized and personalized attention. We also provide one-on-one mentorship, easy access to educators, and also we provide daily mains answer writing challenge, prelims test series, mock test series, and we conduct holistic current affair classes, CSAT classes. We also conduct our sessions in both online as well as offline mode. For those of you who are working professionals or students, we also offer weekend courses. For more information, check out Lexia's Academy website or contact the number. Now, if you see with regarding to India's diplomatic move here, it is very smart in order to allow your foreign minister to visit India, and this would include about humanitarian assistance, aid, and also direct engagement, allowing of direct engagement with the Deobandi ulema. This to a large extent will reduce what your Pakistan was trying to build India in the image of your Afghanistan also, and this will counter your Pakistan's aspect of the narrative that it is trying to spin. Now, if you see in Afghanistan, there is a rising trend of anti-Pakistan sentiment. Why? See, first and foremost, it has a lot of reasons. Historical reason is Afghanistan. Any organization or any government of Afghanistan has not recognized your Durand line, and also with Pakistan's recent expelling all of the Afghan refugees who entered without documentation. That is the first phase. Second phase is expelling the Afghan refugees with proper documentation. All this has created good amount of unrest, so much so that Afghanistan calls Pakistan as exploitative, and Pakistan has even used the word more of Pakistan is calling Afghanistan as ungrateful. Okay, and Afghanistan is refusing to be your Pakistan's proxy, which your Pakistan thought will happen when Taliban will take over Afghanistan, and it will cut down the growth of relations between India and Afghanistan. Now, with the growing security concerns for Pakistan with regarding to its border areas, it is having issues from two sides. One is from your TTP and your Baloch insurgency. Your Pakistan has went on to call your Baloch insurgency as Fitna al Hindustan. It tells that it is Indian sponsored terrorism against Pakistan, which international communities are not believing. And another main reason, if you see, is your Afghanistan itself points out that if there is issues in Pakistan, it is because of Pakistan's own doing. Understanding? One of the main reason we see that is because of the Punjab domination issue of your Pakistan, where it feels like rest are all the subsidiaries and it does not want to release its iron grip on your Pashtun regions, that is your KP regions. If you see with respect to Pakistan's domestic problems also, the army is on one side and Imran Khan's PTA, even though is still having a control on these regions. Coupled with that is a relation, especially Asim Munir in the conference also spoke about that the crime and terror politics nexus are increasing and army is losing internally and we have to reduce this. Now, at this point of time, if Pakistan is anxious on these issues where its border issues have become so highlighted that right now it is one of the most sensitive areas in the South Asian region. From coming to the India perspective, what are the strategic implications for India or the opportunities? If you see, first is India has not formally recognized Taliban, but yet it is engaging with Taliban. So it is leveraging with respects to its geography and culture, and also it is trying to revive your developmental projects with Afghanistan. But there are also associated risks with this. See, terrorism, as of what your Pakistan is trying to nurture, is again coming back and turning the guns on its face. What your TTP once was sponsored by Pakistan is now turning the guns on its face. So, any version of terrorism has a spillover effect or undesirable effects. That has to be the biggest thing that Pakistan has to learn. And second thing is, your Indian personnel, as we've started opening, that is, diplomats are going back to your Afghanistan, all our Indian personnel are to be protected first. And second thing, if you see our long term strategy, first thing is, see, we should not be in a haste to go and formally recognize Taliban. And first, we have to see how all our regional counterparts, how are they responding. Understanding it is enter with caution in all stages here, because multiple we also need let's say a proper affirmations from your Taliban as to that. See, in a joint statement as of your India and Afghanistan gave, they themselves have held that they have condemned, Afghanistan has condemned the Pahalgam terror attack. And this became an issue for your Pakistan, where it raised the question in UN. First thing. Second thing is, it has also promised that it will not allow any groups to let's say start or do any sort of launch of any terror activity on its soil which will be targeted at India. India has to use its diplomacy, intelligence, and aid in a strategic manner so as to not act in a hastily manner, and support for internal stabilization in your Afghanistan. Pakistan's aggression as of now is so much increased that even Afghanistan is starting to retaliate so much, so that your Saudi Arabia and UAE had to intervene and explain to both these countries to exercise restraint. So your Pakistan's aggression is almost because of its anxiety over closeness of India and Afghanistan's relations. Whereas if you see with respect to India's diplomacy, it is acting in a very strategically mature manner, which brings back us to the original saying, or the most apt saying of your IR. There are no permanent friends, there are no permanent enemies in geopolitics, but only permanent interests. With this, we come to the end of the content. If you like our content, subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, share it along with your friends. Thank you.